Moonriver is actually a layer 1 protocol, just like Ethereum. That is the nature of this project. That is how big this project is, or that is how big Moonriver could be. It is a layer 1, just like Ethereum. It could go to zero. Almost all the projects we've come across, they could almost go to zero. So Moonriver, 77.5 points out of 130. That is great. It's punching above, as far as I'm concerned, it's punching above its weight, and it's outperforming the likes of Ethereum and Cosmos, and even Polkadot. It's outperforming Polkadot, Ethereum, and Cosmos. Guys, do you agree with my analysis? Do you agree with my evaluation? The scores are allocated to Moonriver. Hi guys, this is FD for Sage5.tv once more. I'm back with another video, and this time I'm looking at some of the projects I've been reviewing and jumping into during this recent downtrend. About my background, I'm coming from the medical technology space. I do hold a couple of roles within the medical technology space, and my role within the crypto space is to try and share my experiences since I joined around 2 years ago. So the project I've been jumping into, Moonriver, a parachain on Kusama, Polkadot is Canary testnet. I've also been looking at its sister project, Moonbeam, trying to jump in to see if I can make a move. But of course, I still have to do my DYOR, do your own research risk evaluation, using the tool that I developed several months ago that I've been applying to various projects before I jump into them. So today is no different. I'm going to do the same. I'll be applying the DYOR risk evaluation on both Moonbeam and Moonriver. Very interesting project. They do share a lot. They've got a lot in common, but there are also some major differences. So let's get started. So Moonriver is a project on Kusama. It won a parachain on Kusama last year. It launched during the third quarter. I think it won the parachain in the second quarter, and then it launched during the third quarter. And its token has done really well, but obviously during this drawback, the recent drawback, where the crypto market just crashed, due to various factors, including geopolitics, Moonriver has not been spared. Moonriver has suffered just like any other project out there. So what I'm going to try and do today is to apply DYOR onto Moonriver to see if at this point in time it's worth investing in, and if I indeed jumped in. Okay, before I proceed, guys, please know that this is not financial advice. Okay, if you do require financial advice, you might as well go and seek someone who is qualified to give you financial advice. So the information is for educational as well as entertainment purposes. It's not meant to be financial advice. Okay, so what is Moonriver? Moonriver is a layer 1 with so much clout. It's a community-led Moonbeam sister parachain on Kusama. Moonriver is an Ethereum compatible decentralized smart contract platform built on Kusama, a Polkadot Canary network, i.e. Kusama parachain. Okay, so it launched as a parachain, which is the way Polkadot and Kusama onboard new project. Okay, so Moonriver is actually a layer 1 protocol, just like Ethereum. That is the nature of this project. That is how big this project is, or that is how big Moonriver could be. It is a layer 1, just like Ethereum. So at Genesis, it had a maximum token supply of 10 million, and there will only ever be 10 million tokens. It also got an annual inflation rate of 5% and capped supply. The transaction fees, 80% are banned and 20% are sent to the treasury, which you require if you want sustainability. So what is the purpose of Moonriver? Moonriver is used as a testbed for the latest builds of Moonbeam network in a live incentivized Canary network environment on the Kusama mainnet. It allows for the quick deployment of new or existing Solidity dApps or decentralized applications onto the Moonriver parachain with little or no modification, and then gain easy access to the Kusama network. So it's quite focused. Its objective is clearly defined. So we are going to apply, as usual, our 13 elements that we apply to any project we are going to evaluate for risk, and Moonriver is no different in this case. And the 13 elements that we use to evaluate a project are as follows. Decentralization. How decentralized is the project? Security. Is the project secure enough? Has it suffered any recent breaches? What about scaling? Does it suffer from terms of heavy traffic? Does it struggle with transactions? Do you see an increase in transaction fees as a symptom of a network that is struggling? What about interoperability? This is where a project reaches outside its own boundaries and works across other networks, reaching out and transferring value to and from other networks, and using any data that is shared between itself and other networks. Then we have the project team. Are the project team publicly available? Do they have any public profile, or they are anonymous? And you guys know our views When a project is anonymous, we try and stay away from it. Again, guys, this is not financial advice. These are my own opinions, and these are some of the lessons I've learned over the few years I've been in this space, and I'm trying to refine them as I go as well, and they are golden. That's how I would view them. They are golden for me because it does work for me. Now I can easily identify projects that will bring no value whatsoever to my portfolio and those that will bring maximum value to my projects. And then we look at social media presence. Does the project have a Twitter presence? Do they have a Twitter account where they are actively sharing and communicating and engaging with their community? What about Discord? Do they have a Discord community, a Discord platform or account that they go and communicate and engage with their community? Then we look at the age of the project. How old is the project? When was it launched? Was it yesterday? Was it a year ago? Was it a few months ago? Was it several years ago? Use cases. Does the project have any utility? It could be via its token or it could be via the infrastructure. Does it have any utility at all? What about tokens issued at launch? How many were there as a percentage? Total tokens in circulation, we look at that as well. Maximum tokens available, we consider that as well. And then inside the token allocation, how much do the people closely linked to the project, how much do they hold in terms of project coins or project tokens? So those are the 13 elements that we consider. You will see a list as well when we do produce the results. So Moonriver, how decentralized is Moonriver? MOVR is the ticker name for the Moonriver tokens. So the community members own most of the tokens, have been issued as rewards for supporting the Moonriver network's parachain auction on the Kusama network. That was last year around the second quarter. Also, the deployment on Kusama and Polkadot in the first place and continuing to build upon the decentralized nature and approach taken by both Polkadot and Kusama. So in other words, Moonriver relies on the decentralization aspects, both Polkadot and Kusama. And also launching as a parachain rather than as a standalone chain. This has helped the project to bootstrap directly into a decentralized, secure service by the relay chain. This enabled the project to have 900 validators finalizing blocks for Moonriver just weeks after launch. That was quite quick. 900 validators minting blocks within a few weeks. That was groundbreaking as far as I'm aware. Okay, not many projects can do that. Straight from launch, you start minting blocks in large numbers. That was, as far as I'm concerned, I think that was unheard of. Adoption of a fully on-chain governance process from the start for all changes to the protocol, including upgrades. And then implementation of a custom parachain staking palette to enable an open, decentralized set of collators to produce blocks on the network rather than relying on a small set of permission collators producing blocks. And then engaging a broad range of stakeholders as initial token holders in the network. So from the community, it went for the numbers. It's a game of numbers. If you want to prove decentralization, you got to have a larger community that can partake or participate within the network, and then the deployment on an already decentralized layer 0. In the case of Polkadot and Kusama, they are already decentralized to a certain extent, because we know even Bitcoin can suffer. If we actually look closely at any project within the crypto space, there will be areas where there will be some flaws as far as decentralization is concerned, even Bitcoin included. So in this case, Moonriver went for a protocol or a network that was already decentralized to an extent. That was one of the benefits. And then the adoption of a fully on-chain governance process from the start. Okay, that's another reason why they went for that. And then the implementation of custom parachain staking palette to enable an open and decentralized set of collators to produce blocks on the network. So based on that, we know Polkadot is decentralized to a certain extent. So by deduction, Moonriver is benefiting from that element of decentralization of both Polkadot and Kusama. Don't forget, Moonriver is operating on the Kusama network. So that's on decentralization. What do we think then? Do we think Moonriver is decentralized? We give Moonriver 5 out of 10, which is 50% of the points available. What about security? How secure is Moonriver? Moonriver benefits from shared security, sometimes referred in documentation as pooled security, and is one of the unique value propositions for Moonriver. Is benefiting from shared security from the Kusama network, where parachains launch and they are relying on the relay chain of the Polkadot network to maintain the security of the network, such that individual parachains or individual projects don't have to worry too much about security. They may need to introduce their own security, especially if they are getting involved in a lot of experimentation that is not supported by the relay chain. And then you got the relay chain, which allowed Moonriver to tap into stronger guarantees at Genesis. So from the word go, Moonriver was relying from a secure relay chain, the Kusama network. And Moonriver also won its parachain auction by bonding over 200,000 KSM tokens during the auction process, which which is about 2% of all KSM tokens available. So if anyone wanted to compromise the network, they will have to, accumulate more than the number of KSM as those held by honest validators in an attempt to compromise the network, which is very, very difficult. And then Moonriver's reliance on the Kusama network security and the absence of its own audit results allows for future possible compromises. So the fact that they are over-relying on the Kusama network and they don't have their own security audits, or none that I've come across anyway when I was doing some slug dig, that means there may be future potential issues with security. Because like I said, if it's a Canary network for the Moonbeam team and it's called Moonriver and it's on Kusama, there may come a time when they want to experiment quite a lot, and by doing so might end up, going outside the safety parameters as set out within the relay chain, therefore enduring some breaches or suffering some breaches from time to time. That is quite possible, but we've got to wait and see. At the moment, I don't think I've come across any situation where the Moonriver, network has been compromised. If I'm wrong, guys, comment down below and correct. Whilst you're down there, guys, don't forget to click like and subscribe, as well as smash that notification bell. And by the same token as well, this is not financial advice. This is me just trying to share my own experiences, as well as see if I can provide some entertainment and educational content. The next element is scaling. Can Moonriver scale, especially during times of high traffic? To achieve a greater speed on the Kusama network, the relay chain separates the addition of new transactions from the act of validating those transactions. So it separates transaction validation from the actual transaction being executed. Moonriver transaction speed measured per block averages 20.8 seconds. That's the only information I managed to get. But going through Google, Discords, and Reddit, the figures I'm getting or I'm coming across, not that I'm bothered. When I'm using the Moonriver platform, I do my transaction and I'll just let it run. Okay, I'll come back and check. Could be within minutes or hours or whenever I come back to check, be it my MetaMask or another wallet I'm using. So to me, it doesn't really matter. I know it's not too slow. It's not the slowest. There are some slow projects out there, but it's not the quickest. It is widely documented that Moonriver is managing or controlling optimizations while the team works through enhancements, as well as resolving and developing issues. This means that the speed and scaling, while there has been no notable issues reported, is not industry leading by any means. So it does scale. We haven't seen issues of it slowing down. And from what I gather, so the team are optimizing the scaling, which includes the speed of transaction per second as they go, which means there is plenty of capacity or plenty of scope for scaling to be improved within the Moonriver network. So based on that, what do we give Moonriver as a network in terms of scaling? In terms of scaling, we give Moonriver 7.5 points out of 10. In terms of security, we give Moonriver 2.5 points out of 10. What about interoperability? Moonriver's design principles are as follows: compatibility via Ethereum compatible environment or on Kusama, which is the Ethereum vehicle machine or EVM. Interoperability is one of the design principles. The built-in cross-blockchain networking that Polkadot and Kusama provides will enable unique scenarios and use cases with a high degree of security, and then also decentralization, which we've covered above. So yes, Moonriver is designed for interoperability. So based on that note, we will give Moonriver 10 out of 10. It's designed for interoperability, and we know it's already onboarding projects from Ethereum, and it's onboarding developers working on Solidity, even though it's written on a totally different programming language. So it is designed for interoperability. What about the project team? Because Moonriver and Moonbeam are both owned by the same team, as far as I can gather. So there is a company that is tasked with the development of the Moonbeam and Moonriver networks. And in this case, in the case of Moonriver, it's a company called PureStake. And I checked on LinkedIn because that's where I could get some of this information. I couldn't just Google and get it from Google. So I went on LinkedIn, and their website didn't have much. On LinkedIn, there are around 54 employees that work directly for Moonbeam and or PureStake, and it's 54 employees, with majority of them based in Thailand. So anything above 40, we say we give maximum points, which is 10 out of 10. What about social media presence? Does Moonriver have any Twitter presence, which is one of the social media elements we look at? Does Moonriver have social media presence via Twitter? Yes, and when we go above 40,000, we give 75% of the points available, which is 7.5 out of 10. What about Discord? Does Moonbeam and Moonriver have any social media presence? On Discord, there is 43,868 members on Discord, so it's very much active on Discord. Moonbeam and Moonriver are very much active on Discord. So once again, we'll give them 7.5 points out of 10, which is 75% of the points available. And then the age of the project, it's very, very fresh. It was launched last year, even though work might have been going on way before that. But this was launched last year, and it won a parachain, and it launched in Q2 of last year. And the parachain listing period is between 29th of June 2021 to May 13th, 2022. So we are very close to the parachain expiring. So maybe the team are already thinking of what will happen when the list expires. Do they go it alone, or do they apply for another parachain? I mean, they can do it, in different ways. They can go down the parachain route again, where they ask the community to contribute KSMs to be bonded, or they might have, accumulated enough KSM to apply privately. That is an option, available to them as well. So on the edge of the project, we are going to give them 2.5 points out of 10, which is 25% of the points available. Moonriver's use cases. Moonriver's use cases, they are split between the MOVR token or MOVR token, as well as fundamental use cases. So as far as the MOVR token is concerned, we've got gas metering smart contracts execution. That's one of the use cases for the MOVR token. Protocol securing via incentives, on-chain governance mechanism, and paying for network transaction fees. Those are the 4 use cases I've identified for the MOVR token. What about the fundamental use cases? We've got infrastructure for Web3 to onboard new users, testing network, Canary network. It's a Canary network for Moonbeam on Polkadot. Complete Ethereum compatible via EVM implementation, a Web3 compatible API and bridges. So again, it also have what are classified as infrastructural use cases, which is always quite important. Like I said earlier at the beginning of the video, it is a proper layer 1. It is the equivalent of Ethereum on a layer 0, which is Polkadot. So what do we give Moonriver on use cases? So based on the use cases we just identified, we give Moonriver 7.5 points out of 10, which is 75% of the points available. What about tokens issued at project launch? So 30% of the tokens, the MOVR tokens, were issued to the community at project launch as part of the parachain process, which is quite good to start with. And then majority of them will be distributed. You will see towards the end when you look at other elements. You will see what I'm talking about. But 30% of the maximum 30 million, which means 30 million tokens were issued to the community. So that is very good. Let's look at what we can give Moonriver for TGE or tokens issued at project launch. So we gave it 50% of the points available, which is 5 out of 10. What about tokens in circulation? So as of today, we are looking at 32% of the maximum tokens available are in circulation, i.e. 3.218 million tokens in circulation. That's 32%. So what are we going to give Moonriver on tokens in circulation? We are going to give Moonriver 5 out of 10 points on the element of total tokens in circulation out of the maximum, which is 50% of the points available. What about maximum tokens available? We know Moonriver has got a hard cap of 10 million. It's inflationary because it's got a 5% inflation per year, but it's got a hard cap of 10 million tokens. So based on that, on the fact that it's got a hard cap of 10 million, which is 10 million MOVR tokens that will ever exist, we are going to give it maximum points because that is the criteria. Anything between 0 and 21, we went for the threshold set by Bitcoin, which is the big daddy of the space. 0 to 21 will give maximum points. So Moonriver is getting 10 out of 10 for its very low maximum number of tokens available, which is 10 million. Well done to the team for that. And then insider token allocation. How much in terms of allocation do the insiders hold? Insiders hold about 25.5% of the maximum tokens available, which is 2.55 million MOVR tokens held by insiders. So as a percentage, our threshold here at Search5.tv, it's anything up to 25. We can work with that. If it starts going above 25%, red flags. It goes beyond 30. We've got some serious decisions to make. It's got to have other things going for it. Otherwise, we will not invest in that project. Again, guys, this is my own opinion. And for you guys, I'm sharing this with you for educational as well as entertainment purposes. Do your own research. Okay. If you require financial advice, please do go seek someone who is qualified to give you financial advice. I'm just a dude on the internet. I'm just a dude on YouTube. People on YouTube, they are forecasts, their estimates. We've seen how well that works out everywhere. If you just join the space, you'll probably learn quite fast. If you joined the space earlier this year or sometime last year, you will have known by now that you take whatever you hear on YouTube or Twitter with a pinch of salt. That's why it's quite important to do your own research. Hence, these videos under the guise of DYOR Risk Evaluation Toolkit, okay, that I'm trying to share with you here, guys. It's an easy way to do your own research, put it that way. That's where we got to. Let's just do a quick rundown of how many scores we've got for each element as far as Moonriver is concerned. First element, decentralization. We gave Moonriver 5 points out of 10, which is 50% of the points available. On security, we gave Moonriver 2.5 points out of 10. On scaling, we gave Moonriver 7.5 points out of 10. Interoperability, Moonriver is designed for interoperability, so we gave it maximum points 10 out of 10. Project team, we gave Moonriver 10 out of 10. Social media, Twitter, we gave it 7.5 points out of 10. Social media via Discord, we gave it 7.5 points out of 10. Age of the project, we gave it 2.5 points out of 10. Use cases, we gave Moonriver 7.5 points out of 10. Tokens issued at launch, we gave Moonriver 5 points out of 10. Tokens in circulation, we gave Moonriver 5 points out of 10. Maximum tokens available, we gave Moonriver 10 points out of 10 because of its very low maximum hard cap of 10 million. Insider token allocation, we know it's 25.5%, which is 2.55 million MOVR tokens held or under the control of insiders, those closely related or linked to the project. So we gave Moonriver 7.5 points out of 10, which gives us a grand total of 77.5 points out of 130. Our scale is as follows: 0 to 64 out of 130, we call it a no-go, extremely risky to proceed and invest in such a project. 65 to 89 out of 130, we could go to 0, but so many projects could go to 0, including Bitcoin itself, under a set of certain circumstances. 90 to 109 out of 130, we say the project has got potential and the risk is a lot lower than the two levels below us, below the potential level. And then the last one that we are all striving for, 110 to 130 out of 130, which is go for it. There is almost very little risk as far as certain projects concerned. So far, all the projects we've evaluated, none have come up within that category. So it shows how tough this DYOR risk evaluation toolkit is. It can be brutal sometimes. So a grand total of 77.5 out of 130, which puts us category of 65 to 89 out of 130, which means it could go to 0. Almost all the projects we've come across, they could almost go to 0, apart from one, okay, which was Cardano, for various reasons. If you want to see that, guys, go watch my Cardano video. It's still in archive. You can go watch it and see if you agree with my analysis. So Moonriver, 77.5 points out of 130. That is great. It's punching above, as far as I'm concerned, it's punching above its weight, and it's outperforming the likes of Ethereum and Cosmos, and even Polkadot. It's outperforming Polkadot, Ethereum, and Cosmos. Guys, do you agree with my analysis? Do you agree with my evaluation? The scores are allocated to Moonriver. Are you invested in Moonriver right now? If so, are you going to add more positions to your Moonriver portfolio? Or have you been adding during this latest, crypto crash that we've just suffered for the past week or so? Have you been increasing your positions, or have you been, reducing your positions and selling some of your positions within Moonriver? Comments down below. Anyway, guys, that was it for today. Thank you very much. I always appreciate your help. Thank you. Bye for now.